obvious all along.
It's better to watch out when you tell one. That'll only cause more trouble.
I must be crazy. What are you doing? Did you
I
cut?
agree with you completely.
Hey, you. What?
But no, he insisted he knew better.
It's totally obvious.
Talk what?
I know better off myself.
I wouldn't have.
Tell me.
I'd have gone about it differently.
Can you?
I'd have gone about it differently.
It's better to watch out when you tell one.
It's really not my problem. You hardly know who to believe these days.
We can only wait and see.
That was obvious all along.
It was just like you said.
That doesn't surprise me.
About
Yes. That's no excellent. Go. I'm.
what is it?
You aren't getting in here.
Why not?
Looking the way you do. You sure we got enough rabbling?
It's really not my problem.
I'm bringing.
Really?
Got my own opinion about that. That doesn't surprise me.
Oh, I am Lothar,
I can believe everything.
Paladin of the King, our commander, Lord.
Is it really true?
I'm not touching that.
Yeah.
That's all just gossip.
Only those with regular jobs will be considered citizens of the town.
That's
But
really
don't
not my
think that
problem.
you'll be admitted to Lord Hagen just because you're a citizen of the town.
That I'll
As a
allow.
citizen, you only as a member.
I'm not telling
Where
you
can I?
what to do.
You'll have if
He
How-
really deserves that.
if
Nobody will learn anything from me.
What?
what you're not. How can
You didn't get that from me.
Where can I?
Lord?
There's nothing you can do about it.
Where? I've got to go.
As long the king.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Hello, stranger. You must be.
I'm in enough trouble as it is.
It's all just gossip.
What?
It was just like you said.
But
He never would have thought of that himself.
there.
That doesn't surprise me.
Work here.
Don't say you didn't know that.
I agree with you completely.
What can I? What do you know about? Since he's back, the last time I was headed for the upper end of town, the guard. And? Of course they let me in. I had my shop in the city when and yesterday, everything I had stored, they simply posted a guard in front of the entrance to the yard. If I'm lucky, they won't take everything. At least they might. Can you help? What? I've gotten them. Well. I don't see what. You probably. I don't know. But even. It's the. But. How? What? That's a take, but I would but I you but is perhaps would that what
That doesn't surprise me.
hey yeah the what he but as he who did you fight with a felt
What do you want? My name...
cut it
But I don't...
I'm
You could do...
yeah
Come back.
Nobody will learn anything.
here's your 100 gold you want to pay for her I'd have preferred it if still you've held up your part help me son don't well the
That's been known a long time.
Welcome to my... I am...
I agree with you completely.
I
What you...
I
Been known a long time. I'm not telling you
She's right. Yes, we're...
will it ever change.
Oh, it...
Do you really believe that? You hardly know who to believe these days.
where did you pick that up
That was obvious all along.
hey you fresh steak this is not a good time what wins a
Will it ever change?
do you know what the only thing nobody ever asked for my opinion
He never would have thought of that himself.
nothing know what to believe in
There's nothing you can do about it.
Could you
He doesn't see that. I can't help it.
really didn't deserve that
I'd have gone about it differently.
knew that would be a problem. Do you know? Rumor has it that Onar, the landowner, has hired. Well, all right. We can only wait and see.
But no, he insists.
It was very nice. Here's a bottle also.
Yeah.
Hey, new in the city, huh? I'm Brian. I'm Master Harry.
What? What? Who are the?
Well, he's off and
You listen to the wrong people.
Can I buy what?
not real. The weapon, but
What can I?
I can sell you.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
Hey. Do you so forget it?
Completely.
I have. I'm looking.
Brian will have... Are you good?
If you mean...
No, that's not what I meant. Sooner or later. And I won't take on anyone as an apprentice who will disgrace me by...
I'm not a...
Those are big words.
What are you getting at?
Bring me an orc if you manage, provided...
I'd have gone about it differently.
What do you want?
Can I sell...
If you have it.
I'm looking...
Really? With I go...
Well,
You Rick?
When Enos beheld what Beliar
well,
had done,
what have we
he
here?
also
Have
bestrode
you
the
no
land
manners?
and chose
That's
the
disgusting.
human.
Always
And
this
Enos
filthy
spoke to
rabble.
him, and
Haven't
the
you a
human
job where you ought to
became
be?
his
But I suppose no one would
And
miss a
Enos
down
gave
and
unto
heel
him
fellow
a
like you,
portion of
hey?
his
Well, if you
divine
had as much
power,
gold as
so that
I
he
do, you wouldn't have
might
to work
undo
either.
the work of
But
Beliar.
you'll never be that rich.
I see I'm gonna have lots of fun with you.
And Beliar spoke to another creature, but Adanos brought forth the tide, and the creature was washed from the face
Do
of
you
the
have
earth.
anything else to tell me?
Make yourself popular. Never promise anything to anyone. Take
But
what you
with it,
can
the
and watch
trees
out
and
that you don't get
animals
into a
were
quarrel
also
with the
washed
militia.
away,
Or
and
with jealous
a
husbands,
deep
of course.
sadness
They're the worst, let me
overcame
tell you.
Adanos. And thus spake Adanos be with you.
Who are you?
I am Vatras, a servant of Adanos, the guardian of the divine and earthly equilibrium. What can I do for you?
Here, I've got a letter for you.
For me? Indeed. This is an important message you are bringing me. I wonder how you got hold of this letter.
I got it from Cavalorn, the hunter.
Cavalorn? Where is he?
He told me to tell you he couldn't make it and is headed for the meeting point, whatever he meant by that.
I see that you have gained Cavalorn's trust. That speaks in your favor.
I want to join the Ring of Water.
You do? That means you have already fulfilled the first requirement.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, there must be someone among us to trust you. Otherwise, you wouldn't even know about it. But I know nothing about you at all.
What do you want to know?
Well, you could tell me where you come from and why you have come to the city.
I carry an important message for the leader of the Paladins.
What is this message?
A large army is gathering as we talk, led by dragons and determined to conquer the country.
Dragons? You speak of beings which until now have only been mentioned in legends. How do you know this?
Zardos, the magician, told me. He sent me to warn the Paladins.
The necromancer. So he lives, and he sent you. Who are you really?
I'm a former convict from the penal colony of Corinus.
Good. Let us summarize. You are a former prisoner who has been told by Zardas, the necromancer, that dragons have come to conquer the country. And you have come to report this to the Paladins. That all sounds rather fantastic, but I cannot perceive that you are lying to me. Therefore, I must assume that your motives are honorable. I want to give you a chance to join the Ring of Water.
What must I do in order to join the ring?
Know that you take on great responsibility by joining the ring. I do not let just anyone join who comes to us and asks. If you want to join the ring, you will have to prove that you act like one of us.
And that means...
Before we let a young man join our ranks, He must have done a great deed for the ring. Only then can I begin to consider letting you help preserve the balance of forces on this island.
So what would be an appropriate deed that might convince you?
Corinus is facing a great enigma these days. The number of people missing from the town seems to increase almost daily. If you can explain to me what happened to them, you shall have your place within the ring of water. However,
Yes?
you should take your message to the paladins first. I consider it a matter of utmost importance. Talk to Lord Hagen.
But Lord Hagen is not going to receive me.
Yes, he will, no doubt about it, provided you become a member of a powerful community first. The ring has far-reaching connections. We shall assist you in conveying your message as soon as possible. You should talk about this to Laris, whom I trust. He will help you.
What community should I join?
There are only 3 communities that have enough influence. These are the City Militia, the Monastery of the Fire Magicians, and a troop of mercenaries on the landowner's farm. The choice is yours, son. Laris can certainly assist you with this difficult decision. Talk to him about it.
I shall do that. About those missing people.
Yes?
Where should I start looking for them?
Most of those people disappeared down by the harbor. That's probably where you should start your search.
I'm asking your blessing.
Why should I give you my blessing, stranger?
I want to start an apprenticeship with one of the masters in the lower part of town.
Go with the blessing of Adanos, my son.
Where can I find a priest of Innos?
The best thing would be to look around the marketplace. You will find an emissary of the monastery there.
Can you heal me?
Adanos, bless this body.
Can you teach me something about magic?
Only the chosen of Innos and the chosen of Adanos are permitted to work rune magic. But common mortals can also work magic with the help of spell scrolls. I can show you how you can channel and expand your magic powers. Wait, if you see Laris, give him this ornament and tell him that it needs to be returned. He'll know what to do with it.
Can I get a drink here?
If you have gold, you can even eat here if you like.
And how's business going?
Don't remind me. Lord Andre is serving free beer at the Gallows Square. Hardly anybody comes here now, except for the rich people from the upper quarter.
What's wrong with them?
Some of those swells could really get on your nerves. Take that Valentino, for instance. I can't stand the sight of him. But I can't pick my customers. I need every coin I can make. What little I had managed to save has been stolen, along with all my silver.
You've been robbed?
Yep, some time ago. It was still rather crowded that night, and I was doing the rounds, serving beer. I wasn't gone long from behind the counter, but it was long enough for those bastards. I went to see the militia about it, but they couldn't find a thing, of course. Yeah, they prefer prefer to get plastered on free beer.
What do I have to do to get into the upper quarter?
Well, you need to be a citizen of the town. Go find some work, preferably with a craftsman in the lower part of town. That'd make you a citizen. Well, and if that's still not enough, go talk to Lord Andre at the barracks. Maybe he'll let you join the city guard. They can go into the upper quarter, too.
What is it with this Valentino?
He's filthy rich and has no need to work. And he brags about it to everybody, whether you want to hear it or not. He drinks a lot and always stays until the end, and then early in the morning he totters back to the upper quarter. It's the same every day.
Tell me about the missing townspeople.
I heard that a lot of them went missing down by the harbor. Small wonder with all that's going on down there. Even Thorben, the carpenter in the lower part of town, has lost his apprentice. Hakon, one of the merchants in the marketplace, had an especially strange tale to tell. He said that there was this fella that he used to bump into every day, and suddenly he vanished off the face of the earth. He even went to see the militia about it. Townspeople all pretty much panicked after that. I don't know what to make of it. I think it's all nonsense. Corinthus is a rough city, and many dangers lurk outside her gates. Those who don't stay within the city walls will be attacked by bandits or eaten by wild animals. Yeah, it's that simple.
Show me your wares.
Hey, come closer. Take a break and have a sip of cool beer. Lord Andre is springing for a few barrels of free beer.
Hey, what's up?
As long as the Paladins don't have any new assignments for me, I can have myself a couple of beers here. What more could you ask?
You're working for the Paladins?
Well, yeah, I report to them on the situation in the city. At the moment, everything is quiet.
How are things with the orcs?
No reason to worry. We in the city guard and the Paladins have everything under control. Go home and let us do our work. We're watching over the town and its citizens.
Would you like another beer?
You really believe that?
There's nothing better than a cool ale.
It's a bad business. That'll only cause more trouble.
You were about to say something about the orcs.
I'm not.
Oh, yeah, right. The orcs are absolutely...
That's exactly what I said.
No threat to the city. They're stuck in the Valley of Mines, and the path is held by the Paladins. Not even a meat bug could get through there.
Why haven't I heard about this before?
Would you like another beer?
Well, I won't say no to a decent pint.
As if I didn't have enough. I never knew that. Will it ever
Don't
change?
tell her a thing from now on.
They've even spotted an orc outside of town.
Yeah, right. The dangerous orc outside the
Oh,
city.
I got it either
A
way.
real monster of an orc. He's bound to attack the city soon. Listen, we'll
really believe
Works on that
kick
too.
that fat orc in his fat ass if he comes too close to the city. Got it?
Will learn anything.
I see.
He should
Would you like another beer?
A tasty bitter ale is
Charlie don't
absolutely the best.
You don't have to ask. I agree with you completely. I'm not telling you anything new.
You know,
It's exactly
you don't
what
have
I
to
got.
meet someone who'll treat you to a beer.
I think I'd better.
You're all right.
Anything's possible.
inhabitants of Corinus, by the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted. By reason
How's
of the
it going?
imminent danger of an
You're not
attack
from
by
around
horse,
here, are you?
each
Never mind.
inhabitant of
Neither
the
am
city
I.
is to
Where did you
prepare
hang around
himself
before?
accordingly.
In the woods,
Everyone
hunting
is to
scavengers
begin
and
training in the
wolves
skills of
together with some
combat
hunters.
immediately, and to
I
arm
gave it
himself
up. These are
appropriately.
dangerous times. There's a lot of riffraff running around out there.
Where can I find the other hunters?
We had our camp outside near the tavern halfway to Onar's farm, but I don't know whether there's anyone left in the camp now. There used to be 2 of us here in town until a few days ago. My friend Trokar is an excellent hunter.
That was obvious all along.
Vosper said you used to work for him.
Yes, I did, but he was only interested in his blasted hides. I told him how dangerous it's gotten out there. He didn't really listen to me. Well, anyway, he paid well. I can't complain about that.
Can you tell me anything else about him?
Mr. Vosper had one of his bows stolen recently in broad daylight. Some guy just walked into his store, took a bow, and left. The thieves are getting more and more brazen.
So, where is your friend Trokar now?
Well, it's a curious story. Only a few days ago, we were both standing at the bar in Corrigan's Tavern, discussing the hunt. Don't ask me what happened next. I had had a few by then. I vaguely remember Trokar saying that he was going out to get a few swamp weed reapers. He never came back.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Where does one get swampweed reefers?
Somewhere down at the harbor, as far as I know.
Didn't you go looking for him?
Never knew that.
No, but I reported it to the militia. But they haven't been able to find him yet. I hope he didn't get attacked by a wolf, or worse. I'm afraid that I'll stumble over his body someday when I'm out hunting. I don't think I could bear that.
But no, everybody knows that you knew better.
Can you teach me something about hunting?
I can teach you how to sneak properly and how to handle a bow.
Why don't we go hunting together?
With 2, it isn't so dangerous, that's true. Do you know anything about hunting then? I mean, do you know how to skin an animal?
Yes.
All right, but I want to see 50 gold pieces. For that, you can keep the skins and sell them to Bospers. That's a fair deal, isn't it?
You should have known. Will it ever change?
Here they are.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted.
Hey, you. I have a proposition for you.
What do you want?
I want my old stall in the marketplace back. Sarah snatched it away from me. But she has had that spot long enough. I want her to give up the stall.
And what's my part in this?
I will give you a letter to stick in her pocket. Then you go to Andre and tell him that Sarah is selling weapons to Onar. She lands in prison, you pocket the bounty, and I get the stall. You have 2 days to accomplish this.
What's in it for me?
When I have the stall, you will get a weapon from me, and a damned good one.
Do about it. Will it ever change?
All right, looks like I've got no choice.
You're a clever lad. Here is the letter.
How am I supposed to force the letter on her?
Let her show you her wares, and while she does, you hide the letter on her. And bear in mind, I am an influential man in the city, so don't try to play me for a fool.
You listen to the wrong people.
I've got to go.
Suit yourself.
Hear ye,
I am
inhabitants
Hacker,
of Corinus.
the weapon stealer.
By the
Every man should
order of
carry a
the
weapon
Honorable
these days,
Lord Hagen, the
especially when
following
venturing
decree is
outside of the
hereby
city
enacted.
walls.
Due to the general situation, the forests and wilderness near the city are to be avoided.
Tell me more about the area around the city.
It's gotten too dangerous out there. Because of the bandits, for one thing, and also on account of wild beasts. Even the animals don't seem to get enough to eat in these crappy times.
They're venturing closer to the city all the time.
It's a bad business.
Works all day, too.
Do you know anything about the Paladins?
Yes.
You didn't know that.
Those guys are ruining my business. All you can buy in this entire town is a short sword at most. They've helped themselves to anything that's longer than a foot and a half. In return, I now get to live in the hotel free of charge.
Is it really true?
Where do you get your weapons from?
Harad the Smith has been my supplier up to now. Now all he does is make stuff for the Paladins. He works for those guys day and night like a madman, without pay.
You didn't know that.
He thinks it's his duty. All I can offer you now is my remaining stock.
It's exactly what I believe that.
What do you know about the bandits?
What do I know about them? They robbed me on my way to the city. And I'm not the only one. They've been up to their tricks for quite a while. The militia tried to track them down, but without any success.
Tell me you didn't know that. He doesn't see that.
Really? How interesting.
Do you know who in the militia took part in the search?
The fellow's name is Pablo. He and a few others went looking for the bandits, but they didn't find them.
Do you know where I can find Pablo?
Really not my
He
problem.
patrols around the city. You'll find him either at the Temple Square or in the lower part of town.
You really think? It's really not my problem. Do you really believe that?
I'll deal with it.
What? You want to take on the bandits?
Really not my
By
problem.
yourself? You're quite a good fighter, huh?
How much is the matter worth to you?
That's a dangerous business. Well, it's all right with me. I'll pay you 100 gold pieces if you defeat the bandits.
That's totally obvious.
Where did they hold you up?
Near Akil's farm. Just go out of the city gate from here. Follow the road to the right. After a while, you'll get to a few steps. The bastards came from there. I bet they have their hideout back there in the woods.
There's nothing you can do about it.
What do you know about the disappearances of the citizens of Corinth?
Going about it differently.
I have seen many pass through the eastern city gate. Some of those who came I had never seen before in my life.
There's nothing you can
And
do.
many of those who went out never came back. But what happened the other day was really quite strange. There was this fellow who came here. I think his name is Joe. He bragged that he would soon come into some serious money. He claimed that he knew how to get into one of the city towers where the militia keep their arms. And I haven't seen him since, even though I used to bump into him around the same time every day. I reported this to the militia. I thought that maybe he had been caught and thrown into the dungeon. But Lord Andre had no idea what I was talking about. He didn't even know the fella.
I agree with you completely.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinth. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby
Peace
enacted.
be with you,
By
stranger.
reason of the
If
imminent
you're looking for a
danger
good
of an
selection
attack
for the
by
traveler,
orcs,
then you're in the right
inhabitants of
place.
the city is
But I'm
to
warning
prepare
you,
himself
if you're planning on
accordingly.
helping yourself without
Everyone
paying,
is to begin
I'll
training
call
in
the
the
city
skills
guard.
of combat
Just a moment.
immediately,
You
and
want
to
to look
arm
like a
himself
thief?
appropriately.
You won't be the first one to make off with my things today. Somebody stole from you. I can't prove it. The fellow was damn clever. Introduced himself as Ringaroo, if that really is his right name. He's been hanging around the marketplace the last few days. I only looked away for a moment, and my purse was gone.
It's better to watch out. I agree with you.
I can get your gold back for you. Oh? And why would you do that? Well, that depends. Can you help me get into the upper quarter? You've got the wrong man. I'm from out of town like most of the merchants in the marketplace. If you want to get into the upper quarter, go talk to the resident merchants in the lower part of town. I want part of the gold as a reward. First, see if you can get my purse back. Then, we'll talk about your reward.
I'm no better off myself.
He had better
How much gold was in that purse? 50 gold pieces. It's quite a lot in these crappy times.
take care of everything for everybody.
Why didn't you call the city guard?
Surprises me.
The guards only respond if a thief is caught in the act. And when I noticed my purse was missing, the bastard was already gone.
You really believe that?
I'll see what I can do. Be careful. If you just knock the bastard down, the city guard will get involved.
Do you really believe that?
Lately, things have been getting really tough here. Since the paladins came to town, the guards have been cracking down on brawlers. So think of something. I shall.
Everybody knows by now.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted. The security measures for the protection of the upper quarter will be further strengthened. The guards on the gates are ordered to interpret the law in the strictest sense
Have you got a
in
job
order to
for me?
prevent
No, I already
unauthorized
have an
entry.
errand boy. Try the other merchants.
Don't tell this to anyone.
He never would have
Hey.
thought that himself.
Jorah says you got his money.
Damn it. I'm out of here.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
You don't have to
Take
answer.
care of everything for everybody.
That's really not my problem.
That's what I've always said.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
And what are you doing here?
I'm a novice from the monastery. I run errands for the magicians and also the paladins. I have provided the 3 innkeepers in the city with wine from the monastery.
I'm not telling you anything new.
Who are the 3 innkeepers?
One of them is the good man here behind the bar. Then there is Karagon, who has his tavern on the Temple Square, and Cardiff, the owner of the tavern in the Harbor District.
What can you tell me about the monastery?
We novices seek enlightenment in prayer to Innos and learn the principles of faith from the magicians. We serve them as we serve Innos and prepare ourselves for the union with the fire.
Well, take me to the monastery.
Forget it. Do you know how many creatures I had to evade on the way? When I think of all those bloodflies, wolves, and goblins, I'm glad that I don't have to leave here anymore. Besides, you can't enter the monastery anyway.
Why not?
Entrance is only permitted to magicians, paladins, and novices.
How can I become a novice?
If a man feels the deep desire...
Hey, just tell me what the conditions are.
You need the offerings, the sheep, and 1,000 gold pieces.
Don't tell this to anyone.
How am I supposed to get that much gold?
Since you obviously don't know anyone who would pay that for you, you'll simply have to go to work.
He never would have thought of that himself.
Where can I find a sheep?
From the farmers, of course. But you won't get one for nothing.
Completely.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted. By reason
Ah, customer, what can I do for you?
I'm looking for a room.
Ah, you're in the right place then.
One of the paladins told me that I could spend the night here for free.
Yes, yes. Just go up the stairs. We still have 1 or 2 beds free.
Why do the paladins pay for everything?
I don't know what that's all about either. For one thing, I think they want to get all the poor suckers off the streets so they don't make any mischief. And for another, they want to get on the good side of the traveling traders. Now that the farmers are rebelling, we have to rely on the traders for provisions. Besides, I think they want to improve the morale in the city a bit. Lord Andre has even arranged for free beer to be given out at the Gala Square.
Who's staying here at the moment?
Almost all of them are traveling traders from the market.
Aha.
Don't even think about messing with their stuff. I don't want any trouble here.
I have a few questions about the city.
Someone's got to do the work.
Is it really true?
Where can I buy something around here?
The market is directly in front of the door. You should be able to find everything there. There are a few more shops and craftsmen on the other side of town. Most of them are near the other city gates. Also, there's a fishmonger in the Harbor District. His shop is right at the harbor. He's easy to find.
Tell me about the town.
Corinus is one of the wealthiest cities within the kingdom.
even if it doesn't look like it at the moment. But since the Orc War started, trade has almost come to a complete standstill. The king has requisitioned the entire merchant fleet for military service, which means that hardly any ships come into the harbor now. So, the supply of goods is very scarce now, and many citizens of the town are very worried. Nobody really knows what the future will bring. There's basically nothing we can do but wait and see what happens. It's not like we can change anything.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinth. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted. Due to the general situation, the forests and wilderness are to be avoided for your own protection.
How's business?
When the Paladins came, I first thought that it was a good business opportunity, but they let Herod make their weapons, and neither Hakon nor I make even one gold piece off them. Moreover, the farmers no longer supply us with food, and all the prices have gone up. It's only a small consolation that the Paladins are paying my hotel bill.
What's the problem with the farmers?
They refuse to deliver their goods. Now that the ships no longer come in, the city depends entirely on the supplies provided by the farmers, of course. An owner, the largest farmer, has hired mercenaries to protect his farm from the city guards. Otherwise, they simply snatch the goods for themselves. But the mercenaries don't just guard Onar's farm. They come as far as the small farms outside of town to intimidate the farmers. I saw them as I was passing Akil's farm. I wouldn't like to be in his shoes now.
Where will I find Akil's farm?
If you go out of the east gate here and follow the road to the right, you'll come to a stairway. It leads up to Akil's farm. But I wouldn't go there now. The mercenaries are certainly still there.
Show me your wares.
Lord Andre will take the supreme command of our militia.
How interesting.
All the citizens of this city who have martial skills at their disposal are herewith urged to join the royal militia.
Enos be with you, stranger. What brings you to me?
About those missing people.
Just leave me alone with that. I've got other problems.
Why are you paladins in town?
The goals of our mission are secret. I can only tell you that there is no danger for the citizens of the town. You need not worry.
I've come to collect the bounty for a criminal. Sarah is selling weapons to Onar.
Sarah? The weapons merchant in the marketplace? Do you have proof of that?
She has a letter in her pocket which details the delivery of arms to him.
She won't get away with that. I shall have her arrested.
You don't say.
Due to the general situation, the forest
Wait a minute.
and wilderness near the city are to be avoided for your
Well
own
done. Sarah is where she belongs.
contact with the
I have taken over her goods, so if you need a weapon, come to me.
You were going to give me a weapon.
Correct. Here, this weapon is a masterpiece of the blacksmith's art.
Take care of everything for everybody.
Suit your